Alright, what's up guys? It's Coop C&T Designs again. Oh, we're going to go over the assault weapons bans bills right now. One in the House, one in the Senate. These are both the same bill. But again, they submit one in the House, one in the Senate. These bills will combine and then they would get passed. I don't think this is going to happen, but hey, with the way politicians are these days, it very well could. These people don't care about constitutional rights. So let's go ahead. Let's do our normal screen share so all you guys can see all my lovely work. Get rid of the BS right here. Alright, let's come back up here. Alright, so this just the name of this bill drives me nuts. Okay, so this was submitted on 3/11 of 2021. And Feinstein submits this all the time. The thing that's probably a little bit different with this one is they actually submitted in the House also. So in the Senate, this is S736. Now, Mr. David Cicilline submitted this in the House. This is H.R. 1808. Same bill, same lines, everything. All right, here's the first part that'll piss you off, just the name of it. To regulate assault weapons to ensure the right to keep and bear arms is not unlimited and for other purposes. I don't see jack in the Second Amendment that says the government has the right to limit the arms that we own. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that they use the Commerce Clause to actually regulate firearms, which is more proof the federal government doesn't have any right to regulate the types of arms that we own. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to use the Commerce Clause, which is my most hated clause in the Constitution at this point, because it's been so bastardized by the federal government to get more power. So, all right, let's get into this giant steaming pile of horse shit. And you will see this has more sponsors than any other bill that the Democrats have come through with, because it's every single Democrat that are signing on to this. I tell you what, let's see. Governor, I just wanted to look at some of the names real quick. Oh yeah, this is pretty much every single Democrat. Miss Sheila Jackson Lee, the AR-15 is as heavy as some boxes. She's picking up some really light fucking boxes, man. Come on. Freaking shoots a 50 caliber round. Yeah, if you got a 50 Beowulf. Fucking dumbass, man. You can't make that level of stupid up. Alright, let's get into this. Hopefully the music's not too loud in the background of this. I'm still kicking it with my man Eric July. Just because his music fits in perfect to crap like this. Talking about non-playable characters and stuff, everybody gets their damn updates. If you ain't following Eric July, you're not listening to some backwards and stuff like that, man. Come on, you ought to be. Eric's freaking awesome. I'd love to sit down and talk to that cat for a while. Alright, so let's get into this. So they have to define semi-automatic pistol, or assault rifle, all that. They have to actually add in these definitions. So we go over here to 18 U.S.C. 921, which is where the definitions are. And their first edit comes in, let's see, they throw in paragraph 30, which is over here. Let me move my fat butt up here real quick. Alright, so this is what they add in. The term semi-automatic pistol means any repeating pistol that utilizes a portion of energy of firing cartridge to extract the fired cartridge case and chamber the next round. Requires a separate pull of the trigger to fire each cartridge. The term semi-automatic shotgun means any repeating shotgun that utilizes a portion of the energy to fire a cartridge to extract the fire cartridge case and chamber the next round. Requires a separate pull of the trigger to fire each cartridge. Alright, then they come down here, so that takes care of that section. Alright, let's see. Semi-automatic shotgun. Alright, then they come down here, they add in paragraph 36. Let me slide down here. And they have to define semi-automatic assault weapon. I've never seen a semi-automatic assault weapon. I have seen video of assault rifles, but those fit a very specific definition of being a select fire weapon. They use this bullshit term, semi-automatic assault weapon, basically to cover any semi-automatic rifle. Doesn't matter. It's a semi-automatic rifle. It is an assault weapon to them. So, this is, if I assault somebody with it, if I bash someone over the head with it, or I shoot somebody with it, and again, this is clear. See through the mag. Get light through the pipe. Work the action a few times. So, this weapon is clear. If I shoot somebody with this, if I bash someone over the head with it, I've assaulted them with it, this is a weapon used in assault. This is an assault weapon at that point. Until I do those actions, this is just a semi-automatic handgun. Here, I'll grab it. Alright, so cleared. This is just a semi-automatic AR pistol. Nothing special about it. This is what they would call an assault weapon. Although this weapon has never assaulted anybody. I keep him locked down, you know. He doesn't go anywhere all by himself. I've never heard him talk bad about anybody. Well, maybe Democrats, but me and him have those conversations politely. So, anyway, so this would be an assault weapon. Oh, boy. Alright. The term semi-automatic assault weapon means any of the following regardless of country of manufacture or caliber of ammunition accepted. Semi-automatic rifle. Alright. Has a magazine that is not a fixed magazine. Does have any one of the following. A pistol grip. A forward grip. Folding, telescoping, detachable stock, or otherwise foldable, adjustable in a manner that operates to reduce the length, size, or any other dimension, or otherwise enhances the concealability of the weapon. Alright, we have adjustable stocks on weapons, you jackass, because different people are built differently. Some people need a longer length of pull. Some people need a shorter length of pull. My rifle fits me when my buttstock's pretty much all the way extended. It fits other people when it's pretty much all the way in. That's why we have adjustable stocks, you absolute moron. A grenade launcher. Hold on. Yeah, that's it. Okay, a grenade launcher. Please give me a grenade launcher. A barrel shroud. Like a barrel shroud is some dangerous thing, okay? They don't even know what a barrel shroud is. This is a barrel shroud, kids. All it does is allow me more attachment points for my light, my sling, sights up front. It allows me to grip the weapon a little bit different sometimes. That's all a barrel shroud is. And these assholes can't answer what a barrel shroud is. They think it's some magical Excalibur sword we ripped from the stone and now we're out murdering everybody with it. These people are absolute morons. A threaded barrel. Okay, that has a threaded barrel. It has a flash can on it right now. I could take the flash can off. I could put a different muzzle brake on it. I could even put one of those mean old suppressors on it that make this an automatic quiet death machine. Christ. All right. A semi-automatic rifle that has a fixed magazine. So even if you don't have a detachable magazine, but you have a fixed magazine, with the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds, because we all know that 11th round is what makes guns the absolute death machines. I mean, 10 rounds is fine. I mean, hey, 10 rounds never killed any damn buddy. Except for an attached tubular device designed to accept and capable of operating only with .22 caliber rimfire ammunition. So my old Sears and Roebuck 22 that I got from my granddaddy Frank would be not an assault rifle. These people are morons. I'm telling you, they're absolute mental midgets. Okay, any part combination of parts, component, device, attached, or accessory that is designed or functions to accelerate the rate of fire of a semi-automatic firearm, but does not convert the semi-automatic firearm into a machine gun. Any trigger you put in a gun, besides a mil-spec trigger, and even a mil-spec trigger, if you actually do a little bit of a trigger job on it, fits this definition of a enhanced trigger or makes the gun fire faster. Again, who's to say what firing fast is? I can take a mil-spec trigger and I can dump a 30-round mag in no time. It's very simple. Bow, 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 bow. All right. Who defines the rate of fire for a semi-automatic weapon before it becomes a machine gun? That's what we're dealing with wide open triggers and FRT triggers right now. And if they're coming after wide opens and FRTs, you better bet your ass that they're coming after binaries next. Okay. A semi-automatic pistol that has a magazine that is not fixed does have a threaded barrel, a second pistol grip, a barrel shroud, the capacity to accept a detachable magazine at some location outside the pistol grip. So what they are going for is AR, AK pistols, basically any pistol, where your magazine accepts or is accepted in a place other than the actual pistol grip. That's what they're talking about here. So if this was a bullpup and my magazine was behind my pistol grip, that would be considered this assault weapon. This one right here, since my magazine is forward of my grip, this is an assault weapon. And I even got the mean old barrel shroud on it, and I got the threaded barrel, which makes it an even bigger death machine. And I have the adjustable stock that makes it an even more concealable death machine. Even though this thing has a 10.5-inch barrel, its overall length is something like 30-something inches. This is not a concealable firearm, kids. Shove this thing down your pants and see if it don't show up. Unless you're John Holmes, this is showing up. Alright, let's see. And then they get into this. A semi-automatic version of an automatic firearm. So again, all your AKs, AR pistols, you name it. A manufactured weight of 50 ounces or more when unloaded. I believe a lot of 500 Smiths revolvers would fit into this. A stabilizing brace or similar component. That's got a stabilizing brace on it. A semi-automatic pistol with a fixed magazine that has the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds. Let's see. A semi-automatic shotgun that has the capacity to utilize a magazine that is not a fixed magazine and does have one of the following. So Saigas, all that. They're going after those. The Chinese import shotguns that are like Saigas right now. What do they call them? Pumas, the AR shotguns. That's what they're going after here. Does have any one of the following, of course. A folding telescoping stock, a pistol or bird's head grip, so that's going after things like the Shockwave, fixed magazine with a capacity to accept more than 5 rounds. So my Remington 1100 shotgun would not be in this, I don't think, because the mag tube, I think, only accepts four. No, I think the mag tube only accepts 5 rounds. So it'd be a 5+1 if I took the plug out of the shotgun. And yeah, it's plugged because that shotgun's basically, I mean, it's a hunting monster. That thing's hunted birds and all kinds of stuff. So it's always been plugged. The ability to accept a detachable magazine, a forward grip, a grenade launcher. Who has a grenade launcher on a shotgun? I want to meet that cat. I want his gun. Any shotgun with a revolving cylinder. So there are some shotguns that have revolving cylinders. What they're talking about here, they're really trying to go after. Oh God, I can't remember the name of the shotgun offhand. But it actually has a revolving cylinder. There are some shotguns that are really cool. There's not a lot out there that are almost like a big damn revolver. They're really cool shotguns. I'd love to have one. Okay. And this is where they get into calling out all the fun guns that we love to have. All of the following rifles, copies, duplicates, variants, or altered facsimiles with the capacity of any such weapon therefore. Oh man, and they get into this extensive list. So anything that even looks like an AK, they list all of those. AR-10s, AR-15s, they list all this by name. It just goes on and on and on and on. Oh man, Steyr AUGs, Thompsons, Uzis, Valmets. Some of these things I haven't even heard of, but I mean, shit. CZ Scorpions, Dracos, Crank-Off pistols, Mini Dracos, Paps, Bushmaster. Oh, they're so freaking hooked on that. Daniel Defense, Olympic Arms, the Galils. Oh, they can kiss my ass. I want a Galil so bad it ain't even funny. I was going to build one not too long back, but I could not find an 80% Galil receiver that was actually in stock. So I ended up building another AK. Let's see, Sig Sauers. All Uzi types, because we know there's such death machines. Izmash, Saigas. Oh, I want a Saiga. The Striker 12. That's, your big drum-fed, short-barreled shotgun. All belt-fed semi-automatic. It's insane we have to have semi-automatic belt-feds. Those two words should never exist in the same sentence. But I'd still like to have one. Any combination of parts from which a firearm described in subparagraph A through K can be assembled. All of your AK kits, AR kits, all that. The frame or receiver of a rifle, frame or receiver of a shotgun or rifle or shotgun described in subparagraphs, yada 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 yada. They just freaking, oh god. The term large capacity ammunition feeding device. Boy, boy, boy. Means a magazine, belt, drum, feed strip, or similar device, including any device joined, coupled with another in any manner that has the overall capacity of or that can be readily restored, changed, converted to accept more than 10 rounds of ammunition, and does not include an attached tubular device designed only .22 caliber ammunition. Oh, thank you, Massa. Thank you for letting me have my 22s. Fucking people, man. Oh, God. Why did I do this to myself? All right, related definitions. Section 921A of the title. All right, so I stuck this in the wrong place. So this should have been all the way up at the top in the definitions. So, hey, fire me. So Section 921A of 18 United States Code is amended by this act. The term barrel shroud. means a shroud that is attached or partially or completely encircles the barrel of a firearm so that the shroud protects the user of the firearm from heat generated by the barrel. And does not include a slide that partially or completely encloses the barrel, or an extension of the stock along the bottom of the barrel which does not encircle or substantially encircle the barrel. Oh, gee, thank you. I can have the front fore end on my shotgun, or my Remington 700, since my stock comes out so far underneath the barrel. I can have that. Gee, you people are so nice to me. The term detachable magazine means an ammunition feeding device that can be removed from a firearm without disassembly of the firearm action. The term fixed magazine means an ammunition feeding device that is contained in and not removable from or permanently fixed to the firearm. The term folding telescoping detachable stock means a stock that folds, telescopes, detaches, or otherwise operates to reduce the length, size, or any other dimension, or otherwise enhances the concealability of a firearm. The term forward grip means a grip that is located forward of the trigger that functions as a pistol grip. The term grenade launcher means an attachment for use on a firearm that is designed to propel a grenade or other similar destructive device. I'm seriously worried about all the grenade crime going on in the United States. I mean, these some bitches are blowing each other up like it's free, and those rounds are expensive. Oh, wait, that shit doesn't happen. The term permanently inoperable means a firearm which is incapable of discharging a shot by means of an explosive and incapable of being readily restored to firing condition. So, like you weld the barrel in action shut on a gun. Whoever would want to do that just needs their ass kicked, but okay. The term pistol grip means a grip, a thumbhole stock, or Thorston style, or Thorston type grip or stock, or any other characteristic that can function as a grip. I'll hold that joke till later. The term threaded barrel means a feature or characteristic that is designed in such a manner to allow the attachment of a device such as a firearm silencer or flash suppressor. Because we all know those damn silencers and shit, I mean, they're getting used in crimes daily. They're whisper quiet. It's like John Wick in the subway station. Oh, wait. Reality says completely different. I want to know what freaking world these idiots live in. Actually, no, I don't. I don't want to be that stupid. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm pretty damn sure my IQ would have to be something along the lines of brain dead for me to actually believe this shit. The term grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon means any semi-automatic assault weapon, the importation, possession, sale, or transfer of which would be unlawful under Section 922V, but for the exception under Paragraph 2 of such section. The term belt-fed semi-automatic firearm means any repeating firearm that utilizes a portion of the ammunition, fire the cartridge, extract the case, yada yada, requires a separate pull of the trigger to fire each cartridge, and has the capacity of accepting a belt ammunition feeding device. Alright, so that's all the BS that they added into 921. Good Lord. Alright, let's go down here. I need to cycle down here and see. Da 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 da. Alright, that's where they went through all of the different fun stuff we can't have anymore. I don't think they mentioned the M1 Garand or the M1A1 in their whole assault weapons deal, even though both of those weapons have been used in combat and have put many people in the damn ground. Let's see. 920. Okay, so we're still going through that. Fixed magazine, forward grip, yada yada. 47. Belt fed. Okay, section 3. Restrictions on assault weapons and large capacity ammunition feeding devices. In general, section 922 United States Code. That's where we're getting over here. And let me cycle down through this. Okay, da 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 da. Every word on this paper is absolute horseshit. It hasn't stopped a single crime. It hasn't stopped a single criminal. But they just want to add to it and add to it, add to it, so that you and me, the actual legal gun owners, can't have anything. For the dramatic effect, we're just scrolling. Okay, so this section, so let's see. By inserting after subsection U, subsection Y, it shall be unlawful for a person to import, sell, manufacture, transfer, or possess inter affecting interstate or foreign commerce. You wonder why I hate the Commerce Clause. Because that's what that is. That is the Commerce Clause, kids. It's in almost every single gun bill that they put through. Interstate commerce, foreigner, interstate, foreigner, interstate, foreigner, interstate. All right. Let's see. I must have missed something. So anyway. Okay, so shall be unlawful interstate or foreign commerce. So paragraph 2(1) shall apply to the possession, sale, transfer, semi-automatic weapons otherwise lawfully possessed under the federal law on the date of enactment of the assault weapons ban of 2021. All right, paragraph 1 shall not apply to a firearm that is manually operated by bolt, pump, lever, or slide action. And just wait till some jackass goes out there and shoots people with a pump shotgun or a semi-auto shotgun or something like that, and all that's going to be added into this shit. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Okay, beginning 90 days, enactment, 60 months of the enactment, shall be unlawful for any licensed importer to sell, deliver, or transfer a handgun. All right, so this was getting wiped out, I think. That's why I had it highlighted in yellow. That whole section was getting wiped out. That was all about the transfers. So yeah, that whole section was getting wiped out. Then we come down here to section T. Section T now becomes section S. That's where we get over here. No, that was, hold on, what did I do there? I jacked something up. I did, I jacked something up. Let's do something. Let's see. Either that or I didn't finish the editing on this. Because we're talking about section Y, so that was the unlawful freaking to basically have, import, any kind of assault weapon. So they actually changed that. Oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't see that before. So they get rid of the provisions relating to aliens admitted under non immigrant visas. They actually scrap that. Oh, that's nice of them. All right, so. Let's slide down here. Antique firearm. So we're still in this. So we get into paragraph 1 shall not apply to the import, manufacture, for sale, transfer, possession by the United States Department or agency of the United States or State Department of. So what they're saying there is all this stuff for assault weapons. Well, that doesn't apply to the government. They can have anything they want, but screw you because you're the plebe and you can't have the stuff that we tell you can't have. You can go play with the toys that we like you to have. Oh shit, I forgot to show the plasma cut for this one. So everybody talks about, well, I lost my guns in a boating accident if a bill like this goes through. And I should have put this up front. Fire me. My deal is, I don't have boating accidents. In other words, I'm keeping my shit, regardless of what these idiots say. I do not have boating accidents. So they give their carve-outs for any kind of law enforcement, any government agency. They can have everything that they want. It shall not apply to the importation, sale, transfer, license under title of the Atomic Energy Act of 1954 for purposes of establishing and maintaining on-site protection. So that's all about protecting our nuclear power and all that. Shall not apply to an individual who is in good or retired in good standing with law enforcement agency and is not otherwise prohibited from receiving a semi-automatic assault weapon. So if you're a retired cop, you can have one. The government can sell or they can transfer these weapons. All right, again, going into the other exception down here in II. So a person who was with a government agency that obtained the firearm for lawful use. So it shall not apply to the manufacture, transportation, possession of assault weapons by a licensed manufacturer or licensed importer for the cases of testing, experiment authorized by the Attorney General, or the importation, sale, manufacture, transfer, or possession of a firearm specified in Appendix A to this section, as such firearm was manufactured on the date of introduction of the assault weapons ban. For the purposes of 4A, which I believe is down there, the term campus law enforcement officer means an individual. So again, we're getting into law enforcement here. They can have all this. Responsible for the prevention or investigation of crimes involving injury to persons, property, including apprehensions or detention of such. Authorized federal, state, local law to carry a firearm, execute search warrants, make arrests, recognized, commissioned or certified by a government entity as a law enforcement officer. Fucking people, man. It's always, I've said it before in these bills, there's always a carve out for the government. They're going to tell you what you can or cannot do, but rules for thee and not for me. Okay. Now, getting into large capacity ammunition feeding devices. Yep, there's a carve out for the government too. They can have those. They can have belt feds. They can have 30 round mags, all that stuff. You can't have it. They can have it. Why? It bugs me so bad. Why would we let the government fit this into your head, kids? All right, the Second Amendment was about defending against a tyrannical government. That's part of where that came down to. That is proven out in founders' letters in support of the Second Amendment. They actually said that. Why would we let a government that could become tyrannical that we might have to make a stand against, why would we let them dictate the types of arms we can have to defend ourselves from them? This is like being in a boxing match and you're fighting Mike Tyson and the rules are he can hit you, but you have to have both hands tied behind your back and somehow have to turn around to hit him while you're getting drilled in the back of the head by Mike Tyson. Fucker's what, 50-something years old right now? He is a monster. There's nobody who really fights like Tyson. Fucking Christ, man. All right. Let's see. Sold or transferred. The importation, sale, manufacture, ammunition feeding devices for testing and experiment approved by the Attorney General. So this would be like weapons development for the government. You could do that. You could develop new weapons for the government. But screw you. You get a bolt action. And they'll work that down to basically, well, no, because slingshots are illegal in some states still. Go figure. All right, and then they get into all their exceptions. Da, 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 da. Okay, this was secure storage. So they come down all the way down at the end of section 922 and they add this in. So when you see the appendix up here at the top of the left or the document on the right, this is where 922 ends and they add in section 922AA. Secure storage or safety device requirement for grandfathered semi-automatic weapons. So if you had them before, well, you can keep them. You just can't transfer them. It shall be unlawful for any person other than a licensed importer, licensed manufacturer, licensed dealer to store or keep under the dominion or control of that person any grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon that the person knows or has a reasonable cause to believe, and they define reasonable cause, will be accessible to an individual prohibited from receiving or possessing a firearm under subsection G, N, or X, or any provision of state law unless the grandfather semi-automatic weapon is. Let me expand that just a little bit. All right. Carried on the person or within such a close proximity that the person can readily retrieve and use the grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon as if the grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon were carried on the person, or locked by a secure gun storage safety device that prohibits the individual, or that the prohibited individual has no ability to access. All right, this is where they get into all the exempted firearms. All these exempted firearms. My man Richard back there, the FUD. This is his wet dream. This is what the government tells you you can have. And Richard, the FUD back there, well, he will go right along with this shit. And if you don't know who Richard the FUD is, I did a video on Richard the FUD. He's a card-toting Moms Demand Action member and says he is pro-Second Amendment, which is why he's kind of phallic-shaped. Alright, so they get into their long section right here. All the guns that the government says you can have. And see that they'll tell you, well, you can have your Second Amendment rights, but you can only have your Second Amendment rights with the guns we tell you you can have. And again, we're rolling this down like credits. It's just the dramatic effect of going through this. And there are some nice guns in this list. There really are. There are some guns that I would like to have. They're great hunting guns. Some of them are great target rifles. But do I want to defend myself with pretty much any of these guns? That would be a no. You know, the reason we have things like standard capacity magazines, 30 rounds, is because it's not always going to be one person attacking you. Criminals are absolute cowards. A lot of the times when criminals attack you, they are going to attack you in groups. There's going to be more than one. There's going to be the guy that's going to come up behind you, the guy that's going to come up in front of you, and the guy that's going to hit you from the side. Why? Because they're absolute cowards. Alright, let's see. Let's go down over here because we'll get into the next section. Alright. identification markings on assault weapons. So this came into 923 of 18 USC. So let's open up 923. Where's it at? Why are you going away? 922, 21, 923. So 923. Let's slide down through here. Where are we at? 923. Identification. Did I not edit this? I must not have saved my edit for it. Nope, here it is. So, this gets into how semi-automatic assault weapons have to be serialized. The serial number on any semi-automatic assault weapon manufactured after the date of enactment of the Assault Weapons Ban of 2021 shall clearly show the date on which the weapon was manufactured or made, legibly and conspicuously engraved or cast on the weapon, and such other identification as the Attorney General shall, by regulation, prescribe. All right, large capacity ammunition feeding devices. They're going to do the same thing with this. They'll have to be manufactured with the date of manufacture, basically pressed in, cast in, engraved into the magazine. Okay, so that was all the stuff in 923. Had to do with the markings on assault weapons and the marking on large capacity ammunition feeding devices. I'd like to see them mark every link in a belt fed. Man, that'd be enough to drive someone crazy. And then you'd have to pick up all those links and stuff when you reload and you have to get everything back in sequence. It's fucking stupid. These people are idiots. They're absolute morons. Alright, so let's see. We need 924. Yeah, penalties. Okay. So, seizure and forfeiture of large capacity ammunition feeding devices, Section 924 of 18 USC, is amended in paragraph 1. So, this is paragraph 1. By inserting a large capacity ammunition feeding device after firearm each time it appears. And I know I did that, but Section 921A. Wide records knowingly violates subsection AA of 922. Knowingly imports. Some of my edits just, I don't know. I don't know. I must not have saved them. Alright, inserting large capacity ammunition feeding device after firearms or ammunition each time it appears. So I would have to go in every time I see firearm or ammunition, I'd have to add in large capacity ammunition feeding device by striking subsection K and adding KR So yeah, I missed it right here. So it should have struck subsection K right here and added in R, V, and W, which is all the sections that they reference in the last couple of bills. Or not the last couple of bills, but the last couple of edits. So in paragraph 2, subparagraph C, inserting 922R, which 922R is has to do with the manufacture of semi-automatic rifles that are being imported and having to have so many American parts in them. I mean, basically, if you've got an assault weapon and it's not stored right or it's not marked right, you're looking at 10 years in prison. Let's see. Let me slide down through here a little bit more. Some of my edits just didn't come over. Okay. Well, this was it. So any firearm or ammunition or large capacity ammunition feeding device involved or knowingly violates section yada yada yada. So add that in. Or knowingly imports or bringing into the United States or possession of, therefore, any firearms, large capacity ammunition feeding device. So no, the edits were there. I was just in the wrong freaking paragraph. So this is where they add all this crap in. Reasonable. Seized under the provisions of this chapter, the court shall allow the prevailing party, other than the United States, a reasonable attorney fee, and the United States shall therefore, in any action initiated So I mean, you can dispute this stuff, and they will add or they will give you an attorney's fee. But let's face it, they ain't giving you shit to defend yourself. So this is where we added in any offenses described in section 922 IJ 1 in 922R, 922V, 922W. I'm just sliding down through. I'm just kind of skimming through it right now. So, I mean, we get into some of this stuff. So, I mean, it all comes down to, I mean, you're looking at 10 years in prison, fine in accordance with the title of both. That's a $250,000 fine. If you have weapons that they don't agree with. And let's see, this was what was already in the other section, which was all the rifles that you could actually have. Yeah, that's all the freaking stuff. Okay, let's see. There were still some edits down here. Okay, so that's where we went through. They actually deleted the whole subsection S. All that I had marked in yellow, that's all the stuff that they actually went through and just absolutely took out. So that's all of our background check. You have to transfer the gun within 3 days. If a background check doesn't come back, all that stuff, they just repealed it. So they can take as long as they want to do a background check. Which means they can hold you up indefinitely. Okay, so section T, which was up there a little bit when everything was done in yellow. This is what they replaced part of it with. Beginning on the date that is 90 days after the date of enactment of the assault weapons ban of 2021, it shall be unlawful for any person who is not licensed under this chapter to transfer a grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon to any person who is not licensed under this chapter unless a licensed importer, licensed manufacturer, licensed dealer has first taken custody of the grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon for the purpose of complying with subsection S. Upon taking custody of the grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon, the licensee shall comply with all requirements of this chapter as if the licensee were transferring the grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon from the licensee's inventory to the unlicensed transferee. So if you wanted to sell your semi-automatic death machine, you would have to go to an FFL. There's no person-to-person transfers anymore. You'd have to go to an FFL, give them the firearm. They would have to do a background check on the other person before you could actually sell that firearm to that person. And as when they wiped out the section S up there, that means that they can take as long as they want to do that background check. They're not restricted by a time limit anymore. And I'm sorry, this stuff is just so freaking diluted, it was hard to catch up or hard to keep up with. Um, Paragraph 1 shall not apply to temporary transfer of possession for the purpose of participating in target shooting in a licensed target facility or established range. So let me get this straight. By this, okay, I could go to a licensed shooting range and I could let my buddy shoot my, where's my death machine? I don't want him getting away. I could let him shoot the death machine in a licensed facility. Now, I live on 10.5 acres with nobody behind me, and we go out back and shoot sometimes. That's not a licensed facility. So if I gave my death machine to my buddy to shoot, I would be breaking the law because it's not a licensed facility. Okay, so at a licensed range or facility, the transferee is not known to be prohibited from possessing or receiving a grandfathered semi-automatic assault weapon. For the purpose of this subsection, the term transfer shall include a sale, gift, loan, and does not include a temporary custody of the grandfathered semi-automatic weapon for purposes of examination or evaluation by a prospective transferee. So I could let someone look at my gun if I'm going to sell it to them, but then I still have to go to an FFL to do the transfer. Notwithstanding any other provision of this chapter, the Attorney General may implement this subsection with regulations promulgated under this paragraph. Oh, boy. Shall include a provision setting a maximum fee that may be charged by licensees for sales and provided in accordance with paragraph 1. So the Attorney General can tell a transfer or a licensed FFL a maximum fee that they can charge to do a transfer. And you better bet your ass they're going to set that fee as high as they can. Technical conforming amendments, section 922Y2 United States Code is amended in the matter of preceding paragraph by striking G5 and B and by striking G5 and B and S3BV2 and inserting G5 and B. Section 925A. Did I edit 925? Let's see, I got 24, 22. Apparently, I forgot 925. Effective date of the amendments made by this section shall take effect 90 days after the enactment of this act. All right, so they give money here for buyback programs for semi-automatic assault weapons and large capacity feeding devices. Section 501A of the Omnibus Crime Bills. No wonder I didn't edit this. There's so much crap, it's not even funny. It's just insane. Compensation for surrendered semi-automatic assault weapons and large capacity ammunition feeding devices. As those terms are defined in Section 921, that's where they went in and actually defined all this stuff. Under buyback programs for semi-automatic assault weapons, large capacity ammunition feeding devices, you can bet you can take a $3,000 gun to them and you're going to get a $50 damn gift card, if that. Serviceability. If any provision of this act, an amendment made by this act, or the application of such provision or amendment to any person or circumstance is held unconstitutional, which is this whole bill, the remainder of this act, the amendments made by this act, and the application of such provisions of the amendments to any person or circumstance shall not be affected. So what they're saying is you could find bits and pieces of this act unconstitutional, and it wouldn't kill the whole bill. It would only kill those provisions. Dad. So they're expecting this stuff to be challenged. They're expecting parts of this to fail, and they're saying that the rest of it will stand. This entire thing is unconstitutional. The entire thing. And note, kids, I don't do boating accidents. I'm not losing my guns. I'm not giving my guns up. You take that as you want. So anyway, that is the assault weapons bans in the House and in the Senate. So that's HR 1808 and S 736. All right, I'm gonna stop this here. I'm done. My child's in here hanging out. So y'all be cool, and I might shoot another video after this. I got some kind of boiling a little bit. So y'all take them easy. Later.
Dad, can you sharpen this green pencil so I can write in my notebook with
Can I